Hi guys, today we're making this really delicious Indian spiced lentil and white bean stew. I took inspiration for the spices from my Rada chicken curry and Angara chicken curry and took inspiration of the format from my herb red lentil chickpea stew and brought these together to make this really delicious one pan lentil and white bean stew. You can use any beans in this stew, use any white beans, cannellini beans, northern beans, or use black beans, kidney beans, or even chickpeas. For the red lentils, I use split red lentils, but you can also use whole red lentils. Just cook them 10 minutes or so longer. You can also use some petite yellow lentils. That will also add about 5 minutes to your cooking time. Play around with the spices. Use whichever spices you have on hand and make this delicious stew. You can serve this with flatbread, naan, or with rice or quinoa, or some toasted sourdough, a good bakery bread, some garlic bread, or over baked potato. I used a bunch of spices in this stew. If you have a good Indian pantry, you have most of them. If you don't, then you can buy some on Amazon or from any online spice shop. A couple of options are listed on the post. Oh, I also have an idea. Definitely get the Kashmiri chili powder because I use it in many of my recipes. The black cardamom is optional but highly recommended in this stew. If you don't have black cardamom, just go and knock on the door of your neighbor who cooks a lot of Indian food. They might have some. Or your co-worker who is Indian, just ask them to lend you a couple of black cardamoms to try some new recipes. I'm sure they'll be happy to provide you with black cardamom or any other spice that you want to use. This used to be a pretty common thing while we were growing up. If my mom ran out of any spices, she would just go next door and get a small bowl full of the spices. This also kind of evolved into kind of a custom. If you have a new neighbor who comes to the neighborhood, you might go to their door asking for a bowl of sugar as a welcome custom. There are so many of these sweet community-driven customs that I've started to appreciate more because it is just so hard to make friends after a certain age, and especially in Seattle. The Seattle freeze is real. So let's get back to the recipe and make this amazing lentil bean stew. Add some oil to a large skillet over medium-high heat. Once the oil is hot, add the chopped onion and a good pinch of salt and cook until the onion is starting to turn somewhat translucent. Add a splash of water here and there so that the onion can cook evenly. Add a slightly open pot of black cardamom. That helps the flavor come out even more. And bay leaves and mix in. Cook them for about a minute or so. Add in the fennel seeds and mix in. Once the onion is golden, in a small bowl, mix all of the ground spices and add 2/3 of that mixture into the onion. Add a splash of water and mix in. You want to add the water to reduce the temperature of the pan as well as to help the spices mix into the onion without burning. Mix the spices in for about 10 seconds or so. Add in the ginger garlic paste or minced ginger garlic. If you're using minced ginger garlic, you want to add that and cook for about half a minute and then add the tomatoes. If you're using ginger garlic paste, add the tomatoes right now. Then add a splash of water and mix in. At this point, you can reduce the heat to medium so that the tomatoes don't scorch. Continue to cook until the tomatoes are jammy. Press the larger pieces so that the tomatoes can cook evenly. Once the mixture is evenly roasted and you can see that the mixture is leaving the sides of the pan as well as there's a sheen of oil on top, then add in your vegetable stock, coconut milk and salt and mix in and bring to a boil. Add in the red lentils and your white beans and mix in and then partially cover and check after 10 minutes or so and continue to cook for another few minutes until the lentils are cooked to your preference. Then add in your chopped spinach. If you're using fresh spinach, cook for about 2 minutes or so. If you're using frozen and thawed spinach, and then cook for about a minute or so. Then reduce it to low, taste and adjust the salt and flavor. Add some more salt if you like. Add a pinch of sugar to balance out the savory flavor if you like. Add some more heat if you like, and then switch off the heat. Sprinkle with the remaining spice mix, some cilantro and some lemon juice, and this hot and bubbling and delicious stew is ready to serve. It's gonna smell amazing in your house. You can add some more non-dairy cream to this to make it creamier if you like. This is also great over baked potato or roasted cauliflower steak. It's got this deep North Indian flavor, and it is a stew with lentils and beans. It is super flexible, super delicious. So do try the stew and let me know in the comments how you liked it. You can also make this with just beans, then you don't need to add the stock. Just add the coconut milk and simmer the beans in this sauce. The sauce is absolutely delicious. Also try my other stews like my herb lentil and bean stew, my smoky bean stew, my rosé sauce beans, my dhaba chicken beans, which is another North Indian sauce with some white beans. I love adding different proteins to these sauces to make them an easy weeknight one-pan dinner. You can add other greens to the stew as well, some baby kale, some chopped chard, mustard greens, or whichever other greens that you like. Let me know if you tried this stew and also let me know how you served it. Also, don't forget to review it on the blog. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel for more easy vegan recipes, super flavorful recipes, Indian recipes, holiday recipes, and so many more. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.